this is Ben from Interrobot, and today I'm going to talk about mcp-server-webcrawl along with SiteOne crawler. What we're going to do is we're going to use Claude Desktop as our MCP client, and then we're going to set up an mcp-server-webcrawl, and we're going to attach it to the crawls that we execute within SiteOne. This is the directory where SiteOne is storing the generated offline web content. And so I'm just gonna crawl example.com and just make sure you have this checked. This is the important option. I'm gonna grab that. It's gonna do its thing. It's gonna generate some other reports and stuff that you might want to look at, but what we're really after is that offline content that it just grabbed. So after that, I'm going to grab another website, Pragmar. And again, all of this is going into these directories here. When we configure our MCP server, we'll use this path to point to the directory. All right, so we get our reports. Again, if you want, you can look at those. Also can see the options that were used in the crawl. But other than that, we're done with SiteOne. We have all our files that we need, and we're going to take a look at Claude and mcp-server-webcrawl now. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to assume that you have Python installed and also a MCP client like Claude Desktop. For this demo, I'm using Claude. Once you have Python, that means you have pip. And you'd install pip mcp-server-webcrawl. At this point, if you want, you can just check and see if it's there. And it is. So we've got our server and we've got our crawls. It's time to work with Claude. If we come over to Claude, you'll notice that there isn't a hammer button here, and it's just these two buttons. This is like uploads, this is options. There is no hammer, and the reason is you need to go up here and you need to edit your config. So if we look back at our MCP website, we already have a SiteOne option here, and this is the config that we're going to use. But we're going to have to modify this path right here. You can see that I've modified the path to reflect where SiteOne is dropping the archives. All right, very good. So let's save this, and then when we come back to Claude, it's very important. You need to fully exit. If you don't fully exit, the new configuration won't get loaded up. All right. So at this point, we have our configuration all set up. We've reloaded Claude, and lo and behold, we've got a hammer. And we've got our two MCP tools. Just a heads up, the Claude Desktop interface has changed since I recorded the demo, and MCP servers are now under Search and Tools. So like right here, and they can be toggled on and off. But the button that I'm referring to, the hammer button that I'm getting excited about perhaps, is no longer part of the interface. So as of May 25, this is how it works. Things are in flux, so it could change again. But just wanted to give you that heads up. And we're good to go. So I'm going to ask Claude to list sites. And hopefully that comes back as Pragmar an example. That's perfect. Okay, so we've got our two sites. Now we can search within those. Say I'm interested in AppStat, which is a software product that I know about on Pragmar. So it's going to launch a permission here. This one, first one was for sites, that was for search. So shows you what's going on behind the scenes if you want to look. So not bad. Anyway, that's the tool. It's called mcp-server-webcrawl. And it works with a bunch of crawlers, not just SiteOne. Check it out. Yeah, have a great day. Later on.